Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the NXEdge Style Phantom Gundam. This is one that came out a little while ago, and I passed it up at the time, but then later on I got to thinking that, man, that really would look good with some detail painting, throw a few decals on there, and it should look pretty cool. I'm really hoping that Bandai will eventually make a kit of this, and I think that'll be pretty awesome. But in the meantime, this is what we've got. So it's kind of similar to the Mark V NXEdge figure that we recently took a look at. That one is also one that I'm waiting for Bandai to make a kit of. So here we have the alternative. This is the NXEdge style figure. It's sort of like SD style, not like super SD, but it's kind of similar to like a Converge figure, but a little bit larger and articulated, pretty nicely articulated, and it has a lot of effect parts, obviously, with this one. So let's take a look at this. This is just the box. Going around taking a look at the box. It's just got photographs of the kit here, not of the kit, I keep wanting to say kit, of the figure with all the effect parts. It has the opened up face. I believe that's an option for this. Yeah, it looks like that's an optional face part for that. It's got like the big beam saber, which goes in with the effect. You can have it without all the flame effect on there, which I think is actually like a fog effect, if I remember correctly. Not so much actually flames, if I remember correctly about the lore. But yeah, just a bunch of pictures of that. Let's see, a really cool design from Crossbone Gundam Ghost. Crossbone is a series that a lot of people tend to put high on their list of series that they want Bandai to make an animation of. I've never read the actual manga though, but according to friends who I've talked to about the manga, they say that it's really not all that good actually. So I don't know if it would really make a good anime or not. The designs are cool though, of course. So here we have the instruction manual and the different parts for that. So we'll take a look at that. And let's just take a look at what else we got in here. So we have the stand and the parts there for stacking the stands. We have some more effect parts and weapons parts, looks like, here in this extra bag. And then here in the main tray is our main parts for that. The mobile suit, the backpack for that, a couple hand options, and then some of the main effect parts. So let's take a look at this. So what we've got first here is just the mobile suit without any of the effect parts, and it's pretty cool. Obviously it looks a bit weird without any sort of V-fin. The V-fin is made up by the flames, or whatever. Anyway, and so the head will go up to there, pretty nice, down all the way to there, no problems with that. Shoulder joint does swing forward a little bit there, and then the shoulder armor can move up to there, and you can bring the arm up entirely up to about 90 degrees there, a little bit more. Not too great, not too bad. And then the arm will rotate here if it doesn't pop off the peg. Rotate there at the top, give you a bend there at the elbow, a little bit more than 90 degrees. And here's a good example of what you can see, just this detail on here. You can see here on the arm, on the side of the head, and just filling in all this little detail with some panel lining, do a little bit of detail painting on this, and you can see just how cool this is going to look when it's fully painted. The pre-painting that's on here just straight out of the box is pretty nice, but it could definitely be better. So as for the hand, it's just we're going to be rotating there left and right. At the stomach section, there's no ab crunch or anything. It's just rotating there. And then the skirts here, these move a little bit, but that's just because they're kind of softer plastic. So these side skirts and front skirts are just going to be in a softer plastic there, and then the back skirt as well. So those will sort of move out of the way as you need, but they don't actually move independently. The legs have a pretty wide spread, about as far as you could possibly need there, and then rotation at the top. You get a nice double bend here at the knee for a pretty good knee bend there. And the ankle will rock side to side, forward to about there, and then back to about there. Not too bad. Up underneath the feet, some more detail there. Here around to the backpack, these kind of wing bits are actually on ball joints, so those will move around a little bit and rotate and do all of that to swing around. Before we flame this guy up with all of the effect parts, one option here is for the hands. You have just the holding hands or these open hands, which look really nice. These are really nice, expressive open hands here. So let's just take a look at the kit here before we put all of the effect parts on. So here it is, and you can get a sense of how that articulation can come into play for this, and it works pretty well. I think for these kits having, or I keep saying kits, sorry, for these figures to have just this short proportions in the arms and legs being a sort of SD scale, I think they do some really cool posing, so that it does make them a lot of fun to work with, I think. Just on a quick side note, the other thing that I really like about this particular mobile suit is just the really unique color scheme. It's not too often that we see kits with this kind of green and white color scheme, and it's not like a very particular usual green color either, so it's quite unique. I like it a lot. Now, a couple things I want to briefly mention. I was previously showing this to you on just a regular action base, and I had to wrap some tape around that because it was kind of loose just on the regular action base 3mm peg. That said, on the action base peg on the base that's included with this, it's not as loose at all. It fits pretty tightly, so it must be just slightly than 3mm for the peg hole for that, which is kind of strange. Also, just wanted to mention that for these swords, you have like 2 inactive ones that are just these like physical swords, and then you have the 1 flame sword like this. So just bear that in mind that you don't actually have 2 of these, but you do have 2 of these. And so here we have it. This thing is looking pretty awesome, I have to say, with all the effect parts put on there. It just really makes me wish that Bandai will eventually make a model kit of this. And even when they do, I mean, I don't know, they handled the build burning and the try burning and all those kits pretty well with all the effect parts on that. I'm not sure how cool this is going to be because this is actually really well done. I don't know if Bandai would be able to do the kit on the same level in terms of like the quality of the effect parts that I mean. I would hope that they would, but I don't know. It's all just wishful thinking for now without knowing if Bandai, if or when they will ever make actual model kit of this. Really hope that they do, but in the meantime, this is pretty cool, and like I said, there's a lot of really cool detail on there to work with. That said, there is just your typical things that you get with like figures. There are a couple of seam lines on there, like on the head and on the shoulders. They're not too bad though. They're not really all that noticeable. If you really wanted to go to the work and like putty those up and just totally repaint the whole thing, you certainly could do that, I suppose. I'm not sure if I'll really go through all that trouble with mine. Some of those seam lines I might just leave there and just work on detailing up the rest of it, but either way, it still looks pretty cool. And the pre-painted gold inside the faceplate also does look pretty nice as well. You can't really see it too well from this particular angle, but when you can see that poking out through like the open mouth gimmick of switching out the faceplate, it does look really nice. So that is the Phantom. What did you guys think about that? I'm curious to know about how many of you guys are really into the NXEdge line. Are you collecting them or not collecting them, or just kind of picking and choosing like me? I'm very sure that I won't bother like collecting all of them, but just a few that I think are really particularly cool. I like picking up. I like them pretty much pretty well. I'm yet to actually go in and do the work on any of them, but I am looking forward to doing that eventually. Again, the proportions are kind of similar to that of a Converge figure, and all of the articulation make them a lot of fun to pose. So it's sort of like paying a little bit more for a little bit larger and more articulated Converge figure that does make for a pretty fun little figure to paint up. So that is the review of this guy. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, and any other questions that you might have, of course. As for like the actual transforming it, putting all the effect parts on, I didn't actually show that to you guys on camera, but there's really not much to show. It's very simple, and you have the manual, so there's really nothing to that. I actually didn't even refer to the manual at all while I was doing that. It's very common sense. But again, that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.